Alexa, open WikiHow.
Okay, here's WikiHow. Hi, ask me how to do anything.
How to determine if you should euthanize your dog.
How to determine if you should euthanize your dog. To determine if you should euthanize your dog, consider if its physical condition can be improved or treated. For example, loss of mobility, excessive weight loss, loss of control over bodily functions, and inability to eat and drink on its own indicate that your dog's body is shutting down and probably won't get better. Next, think about whether your dog's happiness and quality of life are diminishing. If your dog is obviously suffering and can't do any of the activities it loves, it may be time to consider euthanasia. Euthanasia is a really hard decision, but sometimes it's the kindest thing you can do for your furry friend. Finally, ask for your vet's opinion and discuss what the next steps are for your dog. If you would like each step read out in detail, say read steps.
Read steps.
Step 1. Assess your dog's bodily condition. You may want to consider euthanizing a dog that is withering away and is losing its ability to move. Loss of mobility and excessive weight loss are signs that your dog's body is shutting down. As your dog loses weight and loses the ability to move, its quality of life also suffers. Discuss the reasons for weight loss with your veterinarian. If there is a treatment that can reverse the weight loss and improve the dog's quality of life, then it is a good idea to try it. However, if the weight loss is due to a condition that cannot be treated, then this may point you towards euthanasia. Mobility issues in dogs can be caused by a wide variety of issues. If you know what is causing the issues, then you should try to treat them. If you have tried to improve your dog's mobility to no avail, then euthanasia may be the compassionate route to take. To continue, say next.
Next.
Step 2. Consider your dog's happiness and quality of life. If your dog is suffering and is no longer doing any of the activities that it loves, then it may be time to consider euthanasia. This unhappiness may be due to acute issues or pain, or simply an aging body that no longer allows the dog to move in ways it used to. Take the dog's happiness into consideration when determining whether you should euthanize. If you are having a hard time assessing whether your dog is happy or not, try making a list of the things it has loved to do over the course of its life. If it is no longer able to do any of these things, then it may be time to consider euthanasia. To continue, say next.
Next.
Step 3. Consider your dog's ability to eat and drink. If your dog is no longer eating or drinking, it likely means that its body systems are shutting down. You can supplement the food and water with IVs or injections, for example, but not eating and drinking in many cases is a sign that your dog's overall system is shutting down. Clearly, you should be discussing your dog's inability to eat or drink with its veterinarian. If the dog can have reasonable treatment that will help it to eat and drink again, then you should try that. If not, it may be time to put your dog to sleep. To continue, say next.
Next.
Step 4. Assess whether your dog can control its bodily functions. Dogs that are very ill often have trouble caring for themselves in the most basic ways. This includes controlling their bodily functions. In otherwise healthy dogs, this is not necessarily a reason to put your dog down. However, if this lack of control is in combination with other symptoms of declining health, then choosing euthanasia may be your best choice. An accident in the house once in a while is not the issue. Instead, if your dog no longer even tries to get outside to go to the bathroom or looks caught off guard when going to the bathroom, then it no longer has control of its bodily functions. If your dog no longer has bladder or bowel control, that is a sign that its body functions are shutting down. To continue, say next.
Next.
Step 5. Assess whether your dog is in pain. If your dog is in pain and is suffering, it is the compassionate thing to do to eliminate that pain. In the best cases, this can be done with medication and veterinary care. However, if all methods of veterinary care afforded to you have been utilized and your dog is still in pain, then euthanasia is the best recourse. Assessing whether your dog is in pain can be difficult. Is it trembling or shaking a lot? Does it react poorly to your touch? Does it whimper or whine? Does it seem uncomfortable or agitated? These can all be signs that your dog is in pain. If a dog is constantly on pain medications that limit its ability to enjoy its life, then this may also be a good sign that you should consider euthanasia. It may be more humane to eliminate the dog's suffering than to keep it in drug-induced limbo. To continue, say next.
Next.
Final step. Consider behavioral issues. Making the decision to euthanize your dog is difficult enough when the dog is terminally ill, but it can be even more difficult if you are considering euthanasia due to behavioral issues. If you are considering putting down a dog due to aggression or other behavioral issues, you should do some specific steps to give your dog every chance at life before making the decision. If you do these things and you still come to the realization that you need to put the dog down, then at least you will know that you have done everything you could. A certified dog behaviorist can help you determine whether your dog's issues can be trained out of it. They can recommend treatment or training to help. Make sure there are no medical causes for the behavior. If your dog is acting out, it could be due to illness. Have it assessed by a veterinarian to rule out a medical condition that could be cured. Get professional dog training. Seek out a professional that is experienced dealing with dogs that have the behavioral problems that your dog has. Try to rehome the dog. If you find that you cannot deal with the dog's behavior, you should try to find it a new home with an experienced dog owner who is willing to work with its specific behavioral issues. Okay, you've reached the end of the article. To hear it again from the beginning, ask how to determine if you should euthanize your dog. Or, you can ask how to do something else. What would you like to do?
Exit.
Up next, would you like to play a round of Song Blast by Beat the Intro?
No thanks.